Started.
Alright, we are ready to go. The teams are almost readied up.
No, they are readied up.
They are readied up, and the game is beginning. Let's check it out.
Who do you want to view first, Star?
So, I'm on Kenny right now. Happy to start with that. He's got a G36, should be interesting. And it should be a really big matchup here. North American All-Stars facing off.
Against more North American All-Stars. It's a pretty intense game. I mean, it's going to be an interesting game to watch. Tarquin, of course, using the SR8. First round pick. That's what fucking Tarquin does.
Yep, that's something you'd expect from Tarquin, an early SR8 pick. 4v3. So who's your favorite for this match? You think the clan's gonna pull it off? Yeah.
TC. I'm personally rooting for TC because, like, I mean, Solitary is the leader of this event. He's the reason it's structured and it's happening now. He was the one that's kind of like, hey, I'll fucking bring FTW back if teams are willing to play, and looks like a lot of teams wanted to show up to play in FTW. So
yeah, plenty of teams. Good turnout so far.
Tarquin's getting these nasty picks.
Yeah, 3v2. Cam's hiding behind boxes over here. Oh, he's getting some damage done though. They made it a 2v2 and yep, he took that second pick. 2v1. 1v1. It's a nice push by Rev there.
First round taken by TC.
Watching Rev now. G36 seems to be really common in this whole event. Perhaps it's gaining more favor by everyone these days.
I mean, it's an automatic rifle with, you know, scoping capabilities. You know, that paired together is really good. You know.
Yeah, there was a time when you only really saw that from the Australian guys, the large-scale G36, but we're seeing it everywhere here now.
Looks like a 4v1 on Cam.
Oh. He managed to deal some damage, but Tarquin takes his time on that headshot there.
The first time out of the game.
Yeah, it's a quick timeout, really early there. You think it's strategic, or maybe they're sorting out some issues with TS3 or something?
I mean, last one we shoutcasted that you fucked up on. Speaking of which, are you actually shoutcasting this? Are you actually streaming this right now?
It is 100% good to go.
All right. But yeah, this one's probably not like team speak wise. I'm gonna say it's probably like strategic about how to work it out, how to like counter Tarquin, because he's going 5-1 right now. He's going big. Huge, he's countering the entire. He's countering the entire Jack's roster right now.
Yeah, it's going to be important, especially in a map like this. There's a lot of long angles, a lot of places where an SR8 is devastating in Algiers. A little easier in the next map to Hungo to shut down the SR8, but I expect we're going to see a lot of that long range stuff in this map. And it looks like we'll be right back, ready to go now. So follow Tarquin in this next round. Let's see what he comes up with early, or see if he can get shut down.
Yeah, right now for Jack's team, their prime objective should be shutting down Tarquin. He's going 5-1, going big.
Yeah, so how would you shut down Tarquin if you were the captain of Jack?
Good question.
Would you try to rush him and trade for his kill, or would you
I guess you'd have to rush Tarquin, but he's well covered by his teammates who go up front and go for him. He sits back a lot of times with picks.
They might have a chance here. Two guys with angles on him, but they don't get any hits off really. Just nice. Oh, they take Tarquin. They trade for him.
Looks like Jack may have a chance here since they got Tarquin.
Yeah, 3v2. Losing them. Callisto takes a ton of damage though, it might bleed out here, almost. So they're all in low health. Oh no, and that's tough.
Kenny's going in.
Yeah, and Kenny's probably gonna have
He's
an
not
easy
giving
kill
them a chance.
Yep,
He didn't give him a chance to met up.
Not an easy
it's
kill
2v1 now. It's 2v1.
20 HP, 29 HP, 4 HP.
Roughly all the same amount.
And
they
they're
can
all
get met
in
up. Oh
the same
no.
place, and it looks like Cam has a really big shot at winning this now. 4 HP versus 44. And Cam has a bit of a better position here. Gonna take his time. I don't think he's aware that Kenny is inside. If Kenny plays this right, he might. Really, and that noise when he picked up the UMP, that's really too bad. They ought to have a setting in ERT where you don't automatically pick up weapons. That really was lost in that round there.
You know, you could hear that moment. At that moment, you knew.
Yeah, at that moment, you knew. That crunk. Oh. So check out Tarquin here again. He's gonna try and look across. Oh, and he'll find one there. Yep. He might find another here. Him and Kenny will met up.
It's like the timeout for Jack was more of a pep talk to say, hey guys, we can pull this through. Come on, let's do this. And now they're really going to pick up the momentum. Tarquin with a sick flick. Another one.
Oh wow. And this really starting to look like the story of Tarquin's SR8.
The story of how Tark came to be, you know?
Really in great form. I mean, I don't know when he got active again. Ooh, Callisto, big pick there. 2v1. He's in tough shape right here. 2 HP.
Red team win.
And Cam
Top by
comes in and
2v1.
sweeps it out. Yep, and that's so Jack's really putting it off. That timeout, definitely effective for them, and they seem to be coming with a little bit different strategy here. Take a look at the big picture, see if I can see anything interesting. Not a whole lot. A lot of movement. Not a lot of sticking around. Everyone seems to be moving around a bit. Tarquin kind of holding long peaks, but you see Mustang
Solitary's getting behind him.
Yep, Mustang taken by Solitary. Oh wow,
yep.
That's huge. TC's gonna take
Blue team wins.
Yep. And as we fly through the building here. Yeah, so TC coming back just as hard. Big opening pick there. Yeah, these G36s playing these long angles is definitely the story of this
paying
match.
off. It's paying off,
I mean,
playing the long angles.
I'm interested. Oh, and a PSG from Ryan here on Jack. Very interesting. Very interesting indeed. And I forget the names of all the positions, of course, because I'm such a noob.
I mean, CS has consumed your life.
May have been 2 or 3 years ago that I actually played this map. With that spawn area down there. TC trying to hold it, but they're going to get overwhelmed here right now. Maybe not. Callisto goes in, doesn't take anything out of it. 2v2 now. Kenny needs a med big time. Still giving damage.
They're holding it down.
TC holding it, they really need a med here though. Jack's in a good position where they can, I guess they're not going to capitalize on that. They're going to med up themselves. The PSG here. Ooh, that's a big pick. Now it's
2v1 now. They're gonna rush it. They're gonna rush it.
Yeah, and there's not much they could have done there. Yep. Interesting.
They should have rushed it when they were medding and had the chance of taking it.
Yeah, that was a big mistake there, I think. They were in the inferior position holding that area that could have easily been overrun, especially while being medded. I think Jack was just a little too slow to med themselves. Maybe worth the risk to go in there without medding in that case. Ooh, big kill by Mustang there. PSG pays off for Ryan. So 3v2. Jack's gonna med up. But they get moved in on real quick as they try to med. Yeah, both teams definitely playing solid. A lot of game sense here. A lot of
Seeing years of experience come into play.
yeah, kind of moving in at the worst time for the opponent, sort of thing, and showing a lot of control in the decisions. And that 1v1 there picked up by Rev, that was pretty huge. Yeah, some big plays like that, and some good game sense, definitely.
From what I've seen, what I just saw in spawn with TC with horrible movement, getting out of spawn.
I think that's one of those rusty things that happens when you're not playing 5-10 PCWs every day as a team. And
movement, it's just movement as a team, getting out of spawn.
Yeah, those are definitely some things that probably go first. So 3v3. Yeah, none of these rounds. I think we saw one round, the third round maybe that ended 4-0, but a lot of these are really close. 5-4, 4-4, or sorry, 5v5, 5v4, 4v4. Definitely going back and forth.
To me, it looks like who can execute fastest.
Yeah.
Who can get, like, a person get like, oh, hey, we got 2 picks, rush in, converge on this location, and then they just all rush them in, go for concise, quick kills, and just move on to the next target.
Yeah, it definitely seems to be the winning strategy each round by whichever team employs it. The early picks seem so important. 3v1 here now. Cam with SRA. And Otz will pick up the kill. I've seen Otz around before back in the day. I don't know how to pronounce that name though.
I'm gonna say it's Oats, because I don't know what else you could pronounce it.
Oats.
Oats, I mean. Oats.
Otz. So Tarquin here, holding down and couldn't even tell you the well. The well. So Tarquin's holding well with SR8. He's looking over at bomb site B, whatever that's called in TS.
5v3 right now, so it's more or less it's getting to that point where, like I said earlier,
Yeah, ready
who
to
can execute faster.
Yep. But they're kind of waiting to execute, which is interesting. Taking their time. Tons of time in the map though, so they can play slow and safe. So try and win those rounds back. They only need 3 to tie. 2 more if they can finish this one off. But 4v3 now. 4v2. And Tarquin out of well. Oh, he missed actually. It was Rev that pulled that off, and Tarquin gets taken out by the SR8. Oh, G36. Sorry about that.
Red team wins.
Alright, and they do manage to execute in the end. Make it 4v6, so it's a tight, close game.
Yeah, this is not too far of a game. It's like similar. It's gonna be a close game the entire game because it's like two teams with all well-known players, with all high skilled. So it's gonna be a really, really close game.
Watching Cam now in the scum spot above the spawn there with the SR8, and he's gonna try and get a pick. He's not seeing anyone though, so they'll move on. I imagine they'll move on to the trees over here at the
square. It's called the square.
The square.
Come on.
The square.
Bottom left side of your screen, sir. Can you read?
Not often. Oh, a huge pick on solitary well by Cam there with the SR8. See what Ryan's doing over at mid. Main North Road. I don't think anyone's ever called it that. This house is
Looks like blue now. Looks like blue's gonna be calling out a timeout this time.
Not surprised. Lost a lot of momentum, and Jack seems to be really pulling things together. And now 6-5, their lead is dwindled. Only 8 minutes left, so really close map. Really interesting to see how this goes. Do a quick tab and see if I can set my sound pack to deactivated so people don't hear this all these things in TS3.
New round started in Star. Type in.
We are good to go. So watching Ryan now. Ooh, and a quick push from blue there. I'm not sure who that was. Find out. This square. But it did not pay off. He met 3 guys in there. Wasn't really much he could do. He did a ton of damage though. Good for him, but ends up being traded and without any real benefit as they all med back up to 90 there. Blues moving in really fast though. They're getting super aggressive. Now 4v2, that aggression paying off. Yeah, definitely the same thing we saw last week in TS. The aggression and the maintaining the intensity and the momentum and pushing and is really just seems to be what's paying off so far. We've yet to really see teams do really well holding positions. It's interesting.
Just saying camping's not a viable thing anymore?
Yeah, it seems that way, at least so far this season. It hasn't really worked out for anyone. It's just tough. Camping in Erd is tough. You really have to have some very specific kind of things to do, and it's really hard to combat that. I mean, when 3 guys come flying through the air at 90 miles an hour into your position, and, you know, what angle are you holding then? You have to have insane aiming abilities to be able to really fend that off. Big pick by Tarpon there from mid.
Now they're all converging on his location.
And he can't quite pull off the clutch. Almost there. So let's take a look at Solitary. Haven't followed him yet. So they're moving up as well, holding the corner there, camel corner. Apply some pressure. Definitely seems to be playing the same positions relative to spawn, each team. It seems like come up out of well, hold camel corner, hold middle building, or hold, come out of the other side, then hold those buildings. And it seems like the well is kind of the losing pawn.
Now 7-7.
7-all, interesting. So that last round that TC won, they had a well spawn, but they all converged over on this spawn here. Ooh, and we're seeing some smoke thrown. Very interesting. Curious who threw that smoke, and ooh, that's tough. So Cam picks up an important anti-trade there, so to speak.
An anti-trade.
Tarquin with a whiff there. Hit with the aim punch. Oh, what a shot!
Tarquin with the flick of that wrist. Holy shit.
3v2 now, and they're getting meted and not getting pushed on, and Tarquin doing some huge things here. Now they're coming in a little late. Jack a little late to the party here. And they got guys on all sides. Yeah, there wasn't much they could do there.
That pick that Tarquin got really turned it around real quick for him.
Yeah, that just changed that whole round. What an insane shot, making up for that earlier miss. Camel corner is going to be highly contested here.
Solitary smoking it.
What a name for Solitary. Get some good damage in over here.
Next gen strats up in here in Star.
Trading nades. Solitary just ignores the guy towards the well. Oh, and he doesn't manage to take out Ryan. That would have been such a great play. It was a very interesting play. I would have liked to have seen it pay off. 2v3 now. So these guys are medding outside middle house. They must not know Ryan's inside. Not much damage being exchanged. Kenny here is just
Look, Kenny's lurking, trying to find a lurk kill.
Which might pay off here in a second. Or you might try and run out the clock. Tough choice here. I mean, 3 minutes left in the map. You're down 1v3. You try to run it out as long as you can and lose the tie and more time, less time. What do you want in that situation? It's a tough call. I guess you just try to win. However you feel comfortable trying to win in that situation. Ooh, Cam misses there. Takes some damage from Nate. His teammate helps him out though. Trying to get a pick across there. Ooh,
It's looking like
takes 50 from Tarquin. Little sniper battle here going from Camel to the other side. And more smoke. Really curious. Tarquin's taken out and this is huge. Now
2v4 now.
Looks like they might take this round. We see 9-8 with potentially, if they play it slow enough, there might be one more round after this. I think we're going to see TC rushing out of spawn as fast as possible in the next round if they don't manage to pull this 2v4 off. Holding square, they've been found out.
Red team wins.
4-0.
9-8 now.
9-8 Jack, so it's enough time for 2, potentially 3 rounds if they play it really fast. Let's see if we can get eyes on TC and see what they're doing. They look like they're just going to play it normally though. I don't see any big rushing going on. They're going to fight for Camel in mid here, which seems to be standard. So a lot of trades going on, 3v3. Mustang taking some damage, giving some damage. Cam looking for that pick. He sees Tarquin's leg. Oh, and he gets picked up by Solitary from behind and trade. But Jack's up 2v1 here. Kenny, 42 HP. And a minute and 30 seconds. Oh, and that is tough. So they go down 2 with almost no time left. I mean, really have got to see TC flying out of spawn here. Just really going for that kill. Going for the big rush, big push.
I can tell you're tired and Star. I can tell you're tired.
Having trouble speaking.
I told you keep going.
Forming thoughts.
It's hard, help.
Help. 2v4. TC really looks like they've given up the map at this point. Not for lack of skill or effort or anything, but it looks like Jack's taking this one. So we'll see 11-8. We'll see 11-9 or 12-8 in the end here. Very close game, and really I thought it was looking like a TC win earlier on. That
Early
first
game
strategic timeout by Jack was huge, and definitely just saw a lot of rounds so interesting. The PSG from Ryan and Cam picking up the SR8, and they really just kind of answered everything TC threw at them, and we didn't really see any sort of rock, paper, scissors kind of answers from TC after those answers from Jack. I think that'll be the story of how this went down.
Team wins.
And TC does pick up the last one, but there won't be enough time for another one.
It is 11-9 in favor for Jack.
What a map. It was a great map. Very interesting. Tarquin 22 and 14, but Otz also same score, 22-14. Huge, coming up huge by Jack there. And we'll try our best to get on to the next server as soon as we can. Algiers, what an interesting map. Not very common to be played in like a UZ style where teams pick or veto maps. Never played a lot of Algiers in those seasons.
I mean, I've never played like Algiers often, but I've played Algiers. I mean, I played in UZ a couple times too. I played in UZ. I played it like 3 or 4 times in UZ.
Algiers is good. It's definitely for my team, VRZ, and because we're bomb players, it's a great bomb map, and so we're actually really good. We were very comfortable on Algiers. The Asian players tend to be pretty solid on this map because of our sort of extensive bomb community.
Think you're gonna be solid when you play it this Friday, hopefully?
We'll see what happens. I think going against Exile, if we can manage to get it scheduled, we should have a pretty good time. From the scouting I've done, I think if we can play as well as we did against X-Wings or better, then we'll have a good shot.
Scouting you've done. You played a game with us X-Wings and you started their strats, understood what they do.
I also played some PCWs against Exile yesterday with the X-Wing guys, and I surreptitiously named myself something other than N-Star so that the Exile guys wouldn't recognize me, and kind of took some sneak peeks at their strats on Tahunga, so hopefully that'll pay off. And try to find this next server IP and get connected. But yeah, what a half. That was a great map. Really well played by both teams. But Jack really came up huge, especially shutting down Tarquin. I mean, that's they did a great job of that. And Tahunga, I don't expect to see as much of the long range. I think that the sort of rushing and movement that we saw from Jack that kind of paid off at the end there might turn Tahunga even further in their favor. So it should be interesting to see the next map. But it also just depends. You know, I think probably teams spent a little bit more time playing Tahunga and PCWs leading up to the matches this week. Most people probably didn't spend a lot of time on Algiers. At least that's what I noticed of
Alright,
teams.
here's the IP address in Star. Make sure you don't show everyone that's watching us the IP address. Kind of bad, huh? Wait, you know that's the last portion's war. I missed the R.
Okay. Alright, and we're connected through Tahunga. And I'll get the feed back on now, and we will be ready to go. And hopefully teams will ready up soon. I'd love to get to bed at some point in the very near future. This is some good art. I don't mind staying up for this.
This is good art. That's not trash art.
This is not trash art. This is some good art. This is some good stuff to watch.
Red team wins.
Just looking at Jack's fucking like team. You're looking at it, it looks like Team America all over again. That's what it looks like.
Oh wow, we got Cam, we got Bezags, Mega Mustang, Zixion. It also it reminds me of like Pugbot from 2 years ago or so. Kind of would have seen all these guys in just about every pug.
Red team wins.
No, you know, true men know the first people that were in like the first pug, the first ever pug on Pugbot. Yeah. Can you name who it was in Star?
Let's see. So the first ever pug on Pugbot. So I'm gonna say Slacken was probably one of them.
I know for a fact Hashish was.
Hashish, that doesn't surprise me. Hash, Slacken. God, the first ever Pugbot. I wouldn't be surprised if Mustang was there. Wouldn't be surprised if Moscow Jones, if he was there. I could even believe Tarquin would be there. Yeah, very interesting though. Seems like Jack has more than 5 now. That's kind of nice. See them get a sub. Interested to see if TC has 4 subs on this server. Quite a team. I wouldn't mind if they'd throw me a couple players, and maybe we could get some games at the normal time for VOZ. I'm gonna have to do some North American recruiting for VOZ.
Red team wins.
So just waiting for TC to ready up here. Some discussion about subs. Yeah, very interesting team lineup here. And it looks like Callisto will sub in this half.
Red team wins.
So we got the two cams.
At this point, it's really looking like TC. They have to really pull this through, or they're not gonna, you know, they have to pull it through if they want to at least get a tie.
Curious to see what they do. Kenny's still with the COD gun. What's it called? I've forgotten the name. It's that
The
late.
COD gun.
Total G36. There we go. Kenny kept his G36. Doesn't look like anyone else did though. Seeing a lot of LRs. Tarquin obviously with the SR8. And holding the sort of obvious SR8 position. Hotel there. Ooh, and that's a huge nade for Mots. A headshot there over the bridge. They can't quite. Tarquin uses his down and then gets wrecked by cameras. Gonna find some more hits on bridge there.
Red team wins.
Can't quite pull off the 1v2. So TC takes the first round, just like last map. They are aggressive. They get traded there at Marshmallow though, a water tank. Looks like he get traded at stairs, yeah, and just kind of only managed to get one kill that time. Let's follow Mustang, see how he's doing. Pre-nades a water tank, so
Instar, are we gonna do a post game in this game too?
yeah, I don't see why not.
Who would you want to like me to pull in?
Whoever's willing to have a chat.
I mean, Solitary.
Yeah, certainly we'd love to hear from Solitary as the resurrector of the league admin, and player for TC. It would definitely be a great person to chat with. Maybe one from each team if we could. Maybe we'll get some boxing style sort of interviews.
Why would you want that?
Maybe,
Why would you want that?
Maybe some trash talk.
I mean,
Kenny gets odds right there. That's a skill. But he's getting hit from bench, and I don't think he even realized it. Oh, he gets some hits though. So Tarquin will
Tarquin betting Kenny in mid.
And that was a really smart move by Tarquin there. Oh, wow. Cameras with 2 HP out of hotel. Just so ninja right there. I mean, he just waited for the perfect moment, baited his teammate, but to the perfect avail. Yeah, this seeing Camaros come in here in this second map, and he's already doing really well. Already 8-2. I mean, this is not what TC needed. They did not need a new player to show up who was going to outshine the previous batch.
He has half the kills as Ryan and twice as the kills. Half the deaths and twice the kills, you know?
Oh, man. Oh, and he accidentally takes his teammate out there. Not much you can do in that situation, though. That's kind of an awkward push in there into water. Oh, wow, these insane hits.
Red team
He can't quite pick up the last one. I mean, Tarquin at full health there. There wasn't much he could do. But those turbo hits, two guys in a row, right by tank, really huge. TC manages to pick up the round, and it's 3-3. It's still in the game.
Tarquin down. And
Ryan will take the finishing kill there. Yeah, just seeing a lot of these 2v1s. Bait your teammate. but it's really paying off. Not seeing it go the wrong way yet. So I don't think anyone's gonna stop doing it at this point. So Jack's taking gets the trade there. Another trade. 3v3. A lot of HP left over after that. But he gets traded by Tarquin.
These rounds are going really, really quick.
Yeah, really. I mean, that's what you'd expect from a Tohunga map, especially from good, experienced players. They're going to move quick. They're going to get these kills really fast, and they're going to be able to rotate and support fast enough to get these trades. And you're going to see this pretty much every time. I think either 4 versus 1 or 1v1 at the end of everything. And Cam picks up the hump on Tarquin. So 5-3 now for Jack, starting to pull away with a little bit of a lead. And Cam super aggressive at mid with the SR8. Really unconcerned with the rush to Mechanic. He gets taken out pretty easily at mid there.
Red team
Just
wins.
trading back and forth for rounds at this point.
Very close, but yeah, like I said, it's either ends up 4 guys winning the round or 1v1. It's either the trades go really well or they all go even, and that's kind of how it's playing out every round so far. Solitary, he saw a little bit of blue there. I don't know if he knows it yet. Yep. They needed to make up a little bit of differential there, and they weren't able to. So Jack takes another one, 6-4. See if we can get eyes on Tarquin. I'm interested to see. Yeah, the SR8's playing really aggressive, moving really far. Oh, that's really tough. That 4v2 just turned into a 3v2. But it's not a problem for Jack. So up by 3, and like I said in the intermission, if things continued the way Jack was sort of dominating on the aggressive aspect of the game, that this map would really make that shine. It might start to look like that. Really hoping we can see TC come back and get some more rounds. But they're just losing a lot of these trade differentials.
Blue team
Yeah,
wins.
Tarquin low health with the SR8, not much you can do there, trapped in that position. So interesting. I'm surprised we haven't seen a strategic timeout from TC at this point. Probably a good idea to slow things down and take away some of the momentum from Jack.
Blue team wins.
Jack there with another round, so down by 5 is really starting to get into a tough spot. Still 13 minutes, still anything can happen. I'd love to see a timeout. Yeah, battling in mid, just losing these trades. And now Jack will meta up and take the 4v1, and I mean, in this situation, if I'm Jack, probably wouldn't be hunting very aggressively on those 4v1s. I'd probably let them waste as much time as they could, make him sort of come and commit suicide, so to speak. Might even dash kill in a situation like that if I was the CC guys. Just kind of desperate to use as much of your time on rounds you might win at this point. Oh, huge nade from Mustang right there. Oh wow, and he gets the third. Wow, Mustang just devastating. CC a tank on his own.
Blue team wins.
And not much Solitary can do.
You called it. You called it, and so the timeout for TC.
Yeah, I mean, that's huge. They really needed that. They needed that 3-4 rounds ago, to be honest. But it's good. There's still plenty of time. They can still make this back up, especially if they can get their heads in the right place at this timeout. And
Head out of the gutter and stars app. Is that what you're looking for? Head out of the gutter?
Not even that. I think it's just they need to figure out what it is. So they're losing these trades at mid, and moving aggressively with the SR8 at mid isn't working. So I mean, maybe they need to hold more and push less. It seems like the push versus push isn't quite working for them, and they're losing the trades at mid. So maybe they need to be holding and pre-nading, something along those lines.
Oh, some talk in chat. Let's see what they say.
Yeah.
Shit talking in mid. This is the mid timeout.
No delay on your stream. Well, that's interesting.
Not us. Not us.
Oh,
It's
okay.
not us.
Okay, good.
They're referring to K-Bar.
He's running his own stream.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and perhaps very interesting. So he's running a stream without a delay, and I wonder if that is being used at all by Jack to decide anything. I imagine he'll turn his stream off now, and if we see TC win back a bunch of rounds, that might might indicate something there. Curious to see how that goes. All right.
Oh.
Some very interesting words in chat here.
Not
very,
gonna
very
cheat,
colorful
but-
discussions.
Holy shit! Camel just saved for the century.
Yeah, that was a pretty huge. Saw that from a bad angle.
Red team wins.
So TC
like they,
managed to come back strong after the timeout.
TC realized that hey, we're getting shit on, so we actually have to put forth effort,
Yeah,
guys.
do
So
something, yeah. So let's take a look at K-Bar here. See shows on his stream and getting beat up at mid. Yeah, just the hits are really going in. That is tough. They naded both sides.
Blue
Wow, Jack. Huge
Hashtag
flawless
coordination
right
at
there.
its finest.
I mean, that was insane seeing that. Just like the nades dropping on either side of bench tree, and just huge stuff there. Oh, I seem to have a connection error.
Who, you?
Yes, I do. So.
what happened?
Oh, okay, I'm back. Just a moment of lag. Oh, tons of lag for me here.
Wrecked?
Hopefully it will not persist. Seeing Ots now under bridge, moving hotel, back into some lag. Might be worth doing a reconnect,
Ooh.
though I suspect it has something to do with the international routing. So it looks like starting this round, Cam going for a pick at mid there. Yeah, just not really seeing any SR8 picks at mid early rounds. Both teams seem to be but like I said earlier, I don't think the SR8s would play much of a pivotal role in this map. It's just so tough to get a protected spot to hold a long angle. I mean, you can kind of look down mid, but it's so obvious and easy to counter. Solitary just relentless suppressing fire here. Will not let him out
Red team wins.
until his teammate comes to finish him off. So TC is two. I think that's 2 of the last 3 rounds they won. The one we lagged out and missed was Jack. So they are getting there. But they need 7 more rounds to take this up, and 8 to take the win. 10 minutes left. They're gonna have to play really strong here. 3v3 getting good trades for TC. 3v1. Off now tires.
They
Kenny
got
gets
it
the
again.
kill. So they got another one, 7-13, and so plenty of time, not that many rounds. If they can keep this up, though I imagine Jack will have an answer. They did last map when things weren't going their way. They changed stuff up and managed to turn it around, so we'll see how it goes. scores real quick. So Camaros now
Blue team
still
wins.
keeping up the onslaught. Man, Jack is just really strong in this map. Another look at the scores here. So looks like everyone with a negative KDR on TC, and no one standing out the way Camaros is. Though actually, I mean, Ryan and Mustang, everyone's kind of doing their job on Jack. Let's see a 2v1 here. Let's see Camaros around for the finish. Yep, wasn't much he could do there. Oh wow, and the teabag, and that's just
Sheer disrespect.
that's just salt in the wound.
It's more like salt in the wound, so that's like salt and lemon juice, like scrubbed into the wound, you know?
TC trying to take water tank here, but they can't, and
Red
Jack
team
even.
wins.
Oh, nice! And they've it looks like Kenny came around from behind and took him out. Good play by TC there. Some good communication. Fighting mid, lots of fighting in mid early in the round between the two teams. But he's taken out and coming up the bridge. We got 2 Jacks coming out of water tank and 1 on bridge. Be some fighting in mid. Oh wow! It's caught netting. Caught out netting.
Blue team
Oh,
wins.
He ran out of
He
bullets.
can't quite finish it. Oh, really tough. Yeah, I mean, it's just, these rounds are just so tense. It's 5-5, 5-4, 4-4, 4-3, 3-3. Down to the 1v1. Just trade after trade. And
Blue team wins.
big round by Jack there. Didn't even see what happened. It happened so fast off screen. So
That round
17-8.
insanely fast.
9 rounds, 7.5 minutes to go. Starting to be in danger territory for TC here. And Jack really just showing some. Ooh, Mustang self-nated there. Yeah, so TC, a good hold outside water tank there. And they seem to do really well when they have a 2-man hold with 1 flanker. TC seems to win a lot of those rounds, even when a 3v3 or a 3v4. Solitary with a huge kill there, but Cam takes him out with SR8. Water tank. Rev picks one up. It's working a lot for him. Though now Tarquin. Ooh, and he'll pick up the kill. He's got 100%. 1v1. He's got the LR. It's totally doable. And Ryan is just above him. Oh, huge juke right there. And I don't know why Ryan thought he was over in Hotel, but gave up his position and looking the wrong way. Easy pickup for Tarquin. Now Ryan here making up for some
fucking
big hits. Solitary, almost dead on the bridge. 3v1 though. TC can pick this round up as well. I mean, 11-7 with 6 minutes left. Starting to look like something's doable here. Ryan, 20 HP, holding off inside. I mean, a great place to be when you want to waste time and try to hold out in this position, which is exactly what he's trying to do. I imagine he'll get flanked here in a moment. Let's take a look. No, it looks like they're going to slow it down and met up. Just make extra sure that they win the round. I don't blame them for that.
But at what cost? Wasting all this time.
I mean, yeah, it's a lot of time they've just wasted. And
Red
Kenny now,
team wins.
oh, okay, it paid off. Solitary gets the kill. Kenny going in through the same entrance as Solitary into tunnel is like, whoa, what are you doing? You gonna let him run away? But they get the round. More fast action. Big fight over at Mechanic. 4v4 trade, 3v3. 3v4 TC. Oh, over on the table. Cameras. you can't quite pull off the 1v3. Solitary gets that last kill again.
Solitary
this
just
round.
fucking turned it on him, and Tarquin decided, hey, we gotta fucking get this game in the bag or we're gonna lose, guys.
And you look at the scoreboard, and that's exactly what they've done. And TC is really bringing it close. I mean, 5 rounds, 5 minutes. It's doable. It's very doable. 3v2. Solidly meted. Kenny's holding positions. I'm sure reporting. And a big SRA kill from Ryan. 2v1. Yeah, you know, interesting.
What?
Team
Oh wow, big right there. I thought I had seen Cam fly away into the entrance to water tank, so I was very surprised when I found her. 3v4 now. Picks up the trades. 2v2. Fighting outside tunnel. 1v1. Oh, and odds. Oh, pretty much seals the game right there. That is huge. Down 5, 4 minutes left. Not over, but that was really huge 1v1 for odds right there. Really important kill. And he really took his time with that eagle tracing around that lamppost. Another fight over both teams seem to want the rounds to finish in tunnel now. At this point in the map, and 3.5 minutes left. 19-13. It's starting to look a little bleak for the clan. A lot of nades going off. See them fighting over bridge and hotel. Capitalizing on the netting there, but Solitary can't finish the second kill. Rev manages it. So 5 more rounds in 3 minutes. Oof. See, Kenny is doing a lot of pre-fire in there, and K-Bar fighting in mid, gets the pick on Mustang. 3v3, all meted up, and once again they're gonna fight over tunnel. And Tarquin here with 1 HP. This could go badly if it doesn't, if they don't get meted up. Nah, they finish it off. Good job. So 4 more rounds.
4 rounds in
2.5
2 minutes. It's not impossible, but it's very unlikely.
Not impossible. If it's possible on any map, it would be Sahunga. I mean, it's certainly like something that not be unbeatable there. What a nade by Mustang, and he gets his kill on K-Bar with the LR. Camrose as well makes it 4v2.
Blue team
and Hots
wins.
finished those 2 up quickly. And that, I mean, 5 rounds now with 2 minutes left. There's really, I mean, it's hard to say, even with these 30-second rounds that we seem to keep having. That's only 4 more rounds. That pace. More mid-control attack here.
Blue team wins.
Yeah, really. Just some oppressive control of mid. Another theme we've seen in a few of the games so far this season.
Whoever controls mid wins the game, pretty much.
Yeah, you gotta control mid, but you don't want to hold too much. You need movement. You need control. You need movement. There's some fine line there, some balance that that the winning teams seem to be finding, and the losing teams seem to be have out of their grasp. Certainly something to think about for my team. Something else to think about. Ryan here, 1v1, and K-Bar doesn't know where he is. Spotted each other, he manages to pick up the kill. Scores here again, and Tarquin, Solitary both pulled it up in the end, but just nothing they could do. I mean, Jack was just so strong. and still ahead by 5 in this last round. So we might see one more round after this, judging by how quickly
Blue team wins.
4v1. Oh man, so we will get another round. And we'll see if it's 23-16 or 22-17, but it does look as though Jack is going to take both maps here and the full points for this match, and himself up the ladder in the invite. That's huge. A bit of a disappointment there.
Even another round end star.
Wow, I mean, just.
Now this has to be the last round because it takes like what 10 seconds to get. Yeah.
I don't think we'll see one after this, but so TC, I mean, they're not giving up. They're fighting back. They played really well. They just lost by a couple rounds. Both maps. Percentage-wise, look at the number of rounds played in this map. Yeah, I mean, the differential might even, in terms of percentages, be less than it was in Algiers. Super close. What a great game. Really great match to watch. Feel bad
Really
for TC,
intense.
though. Yeah, I
really
mean,
really intense.
Just those, like, a few of those little moments here and there that could have gone either way, and just went in favor of Jack, and they managed to have that work for them on both maps. Very interesting. Clan, who was tied with all 4 of the top teams with a win last week, is now gonna retain those 4 points with that loss. So that is huge. And
We are joined by Solitary.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Good.
I was
Welcome.
they're gonna be down to have a chat with us post game. Should be interesting.
So take a look at TS invite, and so Jack, 1 win in the previous week with 4 points, so that puts them up to 8 points with 2 wins. That's huge. The Clan, who was tied with all 4 of the top teams with a win last week, is now gonna retain those 4 points with that loss. So that is huge. And
We are joined by Solitary.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Good.
I was
Welcome. Good game. You put up a hell of a fight at the end there.
Yeah, a little too late, but yeah, I mean, I think we have some good takeaways as a team.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, we noticed you and Tarquin, especially at the end of Tohunga there, really started to pull out some amazing plays. And you guys, I mean, like I was telling Frag, I think percentage-wise, in terms of the number of rounds played, it might have even been closer on Tohunga than it was on Algiers in terms of the score. It's just kind of a could have gone either way kind of match, and it just unfortunately didn't go your guys' way on either map.
Yeah. I mean, it's all right. It happens sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean, kudos to them. They played a good game. I think first map we definitely fell apart a bit for various reasons, but just dumb plays, you know. Second map it came more together, but even then, some of our top players just weren't performing strategically. It took us a bit to adapt. So,
yeah, we noticed that you guys came back a lot from an early, like, big differential there.
Yeah.
I think if the map lasted another 20 minutes, you guys might have even been able to come back overall. I think the second half of the map, you guys might have even won more rounds. I'd have to check on that. But I think it was that early lead that they took that really made the difference in Tohunga. Because it's hard. It's such a fast map. It's so small, and both of you guys both played very similar games. It was kind of like push out to mid super fast, fight over mid, get a bunch of trades, and then work the 2v2 really slow for another 30 seconds. Yeah, it was just such a fast map. It was a fun match to watch for us. It was really great.
Yeah, it was a fun match to play. I'm looking forward to playing more.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, it was close. It's definitely a very dynamic and fast map. I think you called it perfectly. I mean, it was fast in, and then trades, and then it was like just a bit of a slow 2v2 sometimes.
Yeah, we
That
noticed.
was the
Well, either the trades would go pretty even, and then it would be the slow 2v2, 3v2, 1v1, or it would just be sort of a really fast, devastating round for one team or the other, and even a flawless there that Jack picked up one time. Um, and
yeah, that was
there
a
were a
very
few
fast
rare
round.
ones like that. A lot of those were like 4v1, kind of finished quickly at mid, um, and this is definitely fast. It's really fast paced on Tonga.
Oh yeah.
Interested to see how other matchups went down in the league. If other teams were as close, or if that sort of like that speed in Tuhunga might. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to see some screenshots in the coming days of people that played that had more like a 34-4 kind of outcome. I wouldn't be surprised to see that. Tahunga's a tough map because if you're outmatched, that score can be real painful. those rounds can
Yeah.
go really fast, and those you can lose a lot of rounds in a very short amount of time. It is definitely a tough map.
Yeah, I mean, we're just gonna have to get back to it and see what went wrong and just talk about it and move on. This
For
league
sure.
moves too fast for us to just fret on this one match. But it's definitely a fun match to play.
And,
I had to say though, Tarquin still got it.
Oh yeah.
oh yeah, his
Guy's a fucking
sniping.
monster.
His sniping on Algiers was pretty intense. There was one shot he got that Frag and I were both like, oh, just incredible shot. Really interested to see how that evolves over the season, especially some of these maps coming up like Cambridge, Kingdom, Beijing. Definitely some big long angles to hold there in those maps.
Yeah, those are definitely the types of maps that an SR8 can change everything.
Yeah, for sure. Which I kind of predicted on Tahunga. I thought that the SR8s wouldn't make as big a difference there, and it turned out that they kind of Cam and Tarquin both kind of try to rush mid and get a pick, and it just wasn't really doing much. It wasn't affecting the outcome of the round, even if they did, and it seemed like it put them in difficult positions to defend on a map that small.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely a hard map to snipe on for sure, just because of the speed of it, right?
Yeah, for sure. So next week, Abbey and Cambridge. Do you think you guys will employ any kind of different strategies or play similarly? It's obviously Cambridge would be a little bit more like Algiers, some longer angles and
Yeah.
maybe better places for you to hold positions with Tarquin's SR8.
I think in terms of both maps, we'll play to the meta of the map, but even beyond that, play towards our strengths. I think that's something we kind of lost sight of today.
Yeah, I can certainly see that. And in Algiers, I mean, like it was really at the very beginning of Algiers, you guys came out so strong. It was like, oh no, this is gonna be this is gonna be devastating. And then Jack had that strategic timeout, and then sort of, I guess they came up with some answers in that time, and managed
kudos to them for adapting. I mean, that's one of the biggest things in anything, right? In any type of competitive game or sport, just adapting on the fly.
Yeah, they definitely did a good job of that today.
This guy's, ladies and gentlemen, this guy right here, Solitary, being humble about even in loss, being humble, not being a little, little salty about it.
Saw a little bit of salt today in the chat as we watched, but to be expected. I think. I think all the players on both teams are people who have played together and hung out together at one time or another in the past. A lot of prolific NA names in there. So I don't think there's any love lost. I hope.
No, I mean just yesterday we played the Urban Zone Team Survivor Premier League Finals. I was actually playing with them, and we won the final against H5.
Oh,
so,
great!
Yeah, I can't really say any bad things about them. They're all pretty good guys.
Yeah, congrats on that. How did you feel about Camaros coming in that second map? And
I mean, first map I was wondering where he was. He's a strong player, so
Yeah.
Second map, he came in strong really fast, but it seemed like he faded a bit. I
He
don't know.
did. He did indeed. I mean, the
Yeah.
scoreboard would suggest that. I checked a few times in the first 10 minutes or so, and he was just sort of dominating. And then by the end of the game, it looked like his team sort of matched his score more or less, and kind of picked up his slack. I wouldn't say slack, not that he did all that bad in the second half, but yeah, like you said, he came really strong and then faded a bit. But yeah, it was definitely interesting to see. So who do you think is the favorite to oust Jack next week?
It's hard to say. I think HH is a pretty good clan. I don't think they've played each other yet, but I think maybe next week they might. So it'll be an interesting game to watch. There's
Yeah,
Carbro
might
on that
consider
team
it.
and Rocket, and I think it's one European dude named Sylar or something. So
Oh,
it'll be
nice.
interesting to watch that. Yeah.
Yeah, be interested in shoutcasting that one next week. Get another
Alright.
good interesting one. This one was great. It was not as boring as Riyadh CTF. No offense to the teams we shoutcasted last time, but that was a much slower game than tonight. Tonight was very entertaining.
Yeah. Well, thanks for having me on, guys. Good talking to you as
Thanks for
always.
coming, and have a good night and good game, great game, and I hope to see you again on the show.
Sounds good, dude. See you later.
See you.
Well,
Alright.
that pretty much wraps it up, doesn't it?
Yep, I think we should call it a night. I'm barely functioning at this point, so I'll
Function sometimes.
perhaps not.
Correct.
Perhaps. All right. So thanks everyone for watching. Whoever watched, and we'll see you next time.